Gotta get a little toasted if we're gonna be on the Toasted
Seriously.
Traveler.
You can never get it when you want.
I'm gonna take mango Mai Tai.
Choose wisely. Mango Mai Tai. Huh? So now it's the Toasted Traveler, actually.
Here we go.
Delicious. Well, welcome everyone to the third episode of the Toasted Traveler. I have Miss Danyelle Stark here with us today.
Hello.
She is one of our nurse recruiters. This is the Toasted Traveler about travel nursing, but neither one of us are nurses.
Nope.
So we're going to do our best to explain what we know about travel nursing, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And see what's going on. So there's definitely been a shift in the market. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So within the past couple of weeks, a month, we've really seen a lot of changes. Those super huge crisis rates that we were seeing, all of last year for the most part, they've gone down significantly with the census getting lower and more people getting the vaccine and not as many COVID patients in the hospitals. A lot of the rates have gone down. And I think that's kind of been a shock to the system for the nurses as well as the staffing agencies too.
Sure.
We're not seeing, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 a week anymore. Kind of the range we're looking at right now is between 1,800 and 3,500 weekly gross. So it's definitely a big change.
Which is a lot more in line with what it was pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic,
right?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, you really have to think about how truly unprecedented this was, right? This time.
No one could have predicted it. No one could have predicted how busy the hospitals were going to be and how much of a crisis this really was. And with a crisis comes those crisis rates. And, we are still in the pandemic, of course, but census in all of the hospitals kind of across the country have gone down significantly.
Yeah.
So we're slowly getting back to pre-pandemic numbers.
Sure. So do you got any recommendations? So if I'm a travel nurse, again, which I'm not, trying to get a job right now, kind of in this post-pandemic job market, you got any recommendations on the best things I can do?
I think initially just be realistic with what you are willing to take, money-wise for a contract. If you come in and say, I'm only going to make $5,000 a week, the market is not going to be your friend and you're not really going to find a whole lot unless, you're looking at the coasts, which I am on a lot of the job boards on Facebook. And I'm seeing comment after comment going, well, I had a big contract in California and it got canceled after 2 weeks. Or I was in New York and it got canceled after 4 weeks. A lot of those coastal contracts that are giving you the big bucks still, they're getting canceled a lot more frequently than kind of the other contracts.
Sure. I mean, it really makes sense if you put yourself in the shoes of the hospital, right? Who are the people that get cut first? And it's not necessarily the best or worst clinicians, right? It's the highest line item.
Yes,
who costs the most.
Exactly. That's very true. So I think the first thing people need to do is just be realistic on what they are willing to take financially. And I think something that is really important is if you are looking, make sure you have all of your items that you need to submit to your agency. If you are interested in a job, make sure that you have an updated resume. Make sure that you have a skills checklist ready. Make sure you have your references ready. If you have your license verification with you, make sure that that's ready too. So then you can just hand that to the recruiter and they can submit you immediately because, jobs are going really fast right now.
Sure.
And, I have had people take 2 or 3 days to give me all their items and then the job that they wanted is already closed. So the quicker I can submit you, the better chance that you have getting a job. So,
And would you say, so like if, I'm a travel nurse and I have some specific requests, maybe block scheduling, things that I want to get, you're saying that it really makes the most sense that I get all my items for my profile together and get with a recruiter that I trust.
yes, absolutely.
And basically allow you to kind of have carte blanche to at least submit to things that fit my criteria. And then I can always be withdrawn, right? If I decide I don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that having trust between yourself and your recruiter is so important. I think that if you can communicate to them what you're looking for and trust that if they find a great opportunity for you that kind of hits all of your parameters, that if you let them submit you to those positions, and I think it's always better to have more options than few. And, the worst thing is if you find a job that you don't like and you don't want to be submitted to, they can always just, remove you. That's kind of the worst of that. But I think that, right now, with jobs kind of being scarce, being able to put your hat in a lot of rings is a pretty smart thing to do.
Sure. And very quickly. This is a matter of sometimes 30 minutes, an hour when a job opens and it's something that's really, really sought after. It's oftentimes for a hiring manager, if I understand it, it's the first 5 or 10 that come through are going to get to look at first, and they're going to find until they find one. Oh, I found one. Here it is. Now I'm done.
And that has happened so many times. We had a job that was open yesterday morning, and it seemed like a pretty hot job. The pay rate was pretty good, and it was a day shift, which is usually pretty sought after. And I think within like 2 hours it closed. So you got to be super speedy fast.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think about working with multiple agencies?
So I think there are positives and negatives to it. I think the positive is being able to communicate with a lot of different agencies. You can kind of make sure you keep your options out for everything, because there are some agencies that have, the jump on jobs that other agencies don't. So that kind of broadens your chance of finding a good job. The downside is if you're not communicating with all the agencies, you could be submitted to the same job from 4 different agencies, and the facility will see that and they'll go, well, this nurse doesn't have it together. They're submitting multiple times, and then they won't even look at your submission because it kind of just irritates them.
Even if you were the perfect fit for
Even if you were the perfect fit, if they see that you were submitted to this job 4 different times from 4 different agencies, they will probably just overlook your submission.
So okay to work with multiple agencies with recruiters that you trust, but make sure that you're communicating to all of the recruiters, right? Where you want to be submitted, and you're not getting double or triple submitted, because that can really screw you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Well, we were going to keep this week short, sweet, simple. We're probably going to pound these drinks after we're done here. But that's really going to be it for the Toasted Traveler for this week. The market is very, very weird right now.
It is very weird, very unpredictable. So, just stay in communication with your recruiters, and they want to find you a job as much as you want to find a job. So just make sure that you're talking to them, and we'll all do our best to find you the perfect fit.
That's right. And also, next move. Hooray.
Next move.
Always.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Danyelle.